I am on stream. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, you can hear me taking a fucking sip. Taking a big fucking sip. Oh, let me turn down the music. Trying to be calm right now. Drinking... What am I drinking? I'm drinking... Let's... There we go. Okay. I think that's good enough for the music. Anyway, I'm just over here drinking green tea. How's I am streaming to no one! This was supposed to be a legendary reaction live stream. And yet I have nobody here. You know what? So that means me going out of my way to go get something was fucking wasted. Me picking out a video that's almost an hour long was fucking wasted. Nobody's here. Nobody cares. Nobody's here. Nobody cares. Alright, hold on. Let me see what's happening over... There we go. Nobody's here. Nobody cares. No, hold on. I'm gonna do... There we go. There we go. Am I ignored? You're welcome. No alive. Oh god. Alright. There we go. I got one. Don't know if Count Diesel's gonna show up in the fucking live stream. I had to go over to the my Discord to see what the fuck's going on. I'm like, no alive chat? Alright. Da 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 da. Hold on. I know I'm alive. There we go. Da 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 da. There we go. We got one of them. Oh shit. I might have peaked on that one. Let me turn myself down a bit. There we go. How's it going, Count Diesel? I called this live stream at the wee hours of the evening time where I am to do one thing and one thing only. We're gonna go over... Oh, it's not up. There we go. We're gonna go over that, Count Diesel. There you go. You get you get a legendary react stream. And because it seems Luca, Fast Run, and General Kenobi are gone, and you've been showing up... No, you need to show up at least 2 more times, and then I'll give you the honorary badge. But until then... Or it could... No, no, no. Oh, I mean, I could. I could. I could. It's not gonna take that... All I have to do is just hit the button, and you get it. But that's not the button I'm gonna press. Yes, let me show you the next button I'm gonna press, Count Diesel. There you go. Now you can actually see. You got some representation. I should earn it. Exactly. You should earn it. Now look. Now we have some actual representation. You can see me. Now you know when I'm talking and when I'm not talking. Exactly. Now you know my secret identity. Don't let Luca know. For all I know, he'll show up. He keeps on saying he's the alpha male, but I'm pretty sure if I demand that he show up on screen, I'll probably either see a werewolf or a worgen from World of Warcraft, which would be more terrifying than an actual werewolf. Nice. A consumer. I prefer consumer. You know how B says it? Consumer. Luca the consumer. Oh. So. I want to ask, how's it been, Diesel? It's been only 2 days since you last showed up in the chat. Because for me, I've been fighting, what's it called? I've been fighting power outages. I've been setting up, I had to set up a goddamn laptop with Windows 11. I hated it. But setting up a local account, very easy. Don't let Microsoft know how I did it. They'll probably patch it out. Don't let Microsoft discover how I did it. If they ever figure it out, they'll patch that shit out, and then they'll disable the restart button on the way out. They're like, all right, we did it. Now disable the restart button. Why? Just to give them a fuck you for it. No, actually, make the power button the co-pilot button. Don't let this man turn off his piece. Don't let this man turn off the laptop. It's called Microsoft for a reason. I call it Microshaft. That way, it really phones home. But for some reason, they have a hard time dealing with being called slop. Oh, shit! Welcome, General Kenobi! As you can see, I now have a physical form. You call it, yeah, General Kenobi. For some reason, they get very offended being called Microslop. General Kenobi, while you were gone, 2 strayed bots showed up on Kick, and I had to throw them out of here. I was like, I'm not a gambling stream. Get the fuck out. Ugh, that was disgusting. As I'm sitting here, shooting the shit with Count Diesel, and now General Kenobi, I have reached a sudden realization. Discount green tea is kind of ass. I'm happy I didn't miss the live stream. I'm happy you showed up. I'm happy I was remembered. But now, let's get on to the main event. No, wait, I had to go to McDonald's with my family. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. How much did you spend? You probably spent like what? Maybe $80, $90? But gentlemen, I've stalled enough. I waited long enough. We finally have at least two. I'm broke. I won. All right. Listen, as long as you just spend money on the slop, you're fine. But speaking of slop, I want to go to a man by the name of American Krogan. You've heard of American Krogan before. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of American Krogan before. McDonald's lost. McDonald's lost in more ways than one. But like I was saying, you guys, we're here today to do a live stream react to the American Krogan's video suggested to me by this man here in the chat, Count Diesel. It is a big boy. I just hope I can stop long enough in order. Actually, hold on. I know how to fuck with the algorithm. Let me fuck with it a little bit. Come on, bitch! I know you're in here. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, now let's see. AT should be... Yeah, there we go. It's pretty low. Good. It's very good. I got free soda because I had cups from before. Good shit. Okay, so... this is how we're gonna abuse the system. I'm gonna have some combat of action timing and playing in the background while we actually go over the video. And hopefully that will distract the algo enough that I won't be hit. Sound good? It didn't have to be this way, YouTube. You made it this way. It didn't have to be this way. But anyway, American Krogan has some fighting words to say about Mass Effect, well, the entire Mass Effect series. I don't remember watching this video before he got banned. I remember watching like maybe 2 videos before he got banned. But now that he's back, and this is a re-upload from 2020, I want to see what he has to say. Now, from what I remember of Mass Effect, and this is because I've only played Mass Effect 1 and 2, I tried playing 3, but then I forgot. Do you do video editing? Hey! Oh shit, Omnar's over on Twitch. What's good, Omnar? Yes, it is extra late, hella late. So late, in fact, I might just fall asleep at the wheel. That's why I have to have big titties fighting some demons. Do you do video? I should do video editing. Anyway, you will get it. AI shows no mercy. He doesn't have it. Actually, I have DaVinci Resolve and I have Kden Live installed, but I refuse to. I'm just too fucking lazy to do it. No, that's not true. I'm not too fucking lazy. It's just I'm spending most of my time studying other things rather than actually sitting down and doing video editing. Because I got a whole bunch of OBS video footage to just edit. I have ripped a couple of streams down from Twitch in order to do some editing. I just haven't done it. I saw earlier today or late yesterday. Well, I have not seen this video. You could do short edited video. I could do that. Because I mean, I think I could just go back into the Dark Souls stream where I went to where we were playing Dark Souls 1 and where I fell down to fight, I think, the Bed of Chaos, and the game glitched out on me for that. I could probably do that. It wouldn't even take that long. But whatever. He's been saying to do that for... Yeah, I've been saying... Yeah, been saying to do that for weeks. I've just been lazy. extra lazy. And letting other things distract me. Maybe I should do something. Maybe I should do something. After all, if it wasn't for general, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Sir, you're working on a farm, Omnar. Of course you're fucking tired. Now. You sloth. Good job. Ain't that the truth? Now. I'm tired. I'm tired of digressing. I've only played, when it comes to Mass Effect, I've only played the first game, I played the second game, I played all of their DLCs, I have not played the third game because I've just been fucking lazy. Not judging. Says the man that judges. Anyway, so, when it comes to the woke shit, I remember a lot of woke shit in the second game. I don't know, I can barely remember what happens in the third game, because I barely paid attention to it. I wish I grew up on a farm. Hey, head to Virginia and ask Omnar if he needs more hands. That might work. He is those sloths from Zootopia. I'm trying to remember. What's Zootopia? Oh, is that one Disney movie where that... Is it that one Disney movie where that rabbit becomes a police officer? I think that's what Zootopia is, right? Anyway, so I want to see. He's one of those. West Virginia, you know West. Well, oh, West Virginia, yeah. And I'll never to West Virginia. That's the one. Alright. But anyway, let's see what the American Krogan has to say about the progressive disease. Mass Effect, the progressive disease. One of the biggest disease... The only... I would say the biggest disease that Mass Effect has ever plagued upon us would have to be the dialogue wheel.
It's easy to see that this compulsion to be undiscriminating is a progressive disease.
Whoa!
It doesn't stop at any point. It just gets worse and worse.
Some of you make it stop. What the fuck is...
Oh, wait. Mildly wacky
stop!
denial of reality and progresses to total insanity.
I stopped... Alright, there we go. I did not sign up for that. I wish I grew up on a farm. But at least I found my 40s, you know? There's always time. That's right, never too late. It's never too late. But, you know, after seeing that intro, I might want to go to the farm, because holy shit! I want it to end! So...
Debuting in 2007, the first Mass Effect was praised by both critics and consumers alike.
Yeah, that
It was then
shit was
followed
good.
up by two successful sequels in...
He said two successful sequels. I still remember everybody crashing the fuck out over Mass Effect 3 and how it ended. Sure, the sales were there. Slay the gay.
2010 and 2012, respectively. Although most fans felt that the...
Oh, hold on. I forgot. Hold on. I need to get this up and running. There we go. Run game in the background. Now I'm over here.
third game's ending was unsatisfactory. The controversy surrounding that was nothing compared to the backlash against the series' most recent follow-up.
Okay, thank God. There was...
Mass Effect Andromeda tanked so hard in 2017 that the DLC was cancelled, and the offshoot studio that developed the game ended up closing its doors.
Yeah, when that happened, I fucking celebrated. I said, finally, you can put that shit to bed. When I saw Mass Effect Andromeda pop onto the scene, I said, it's dead, Jim. It's over. Get this shit out of here. Who designed this? They did not learn their lesson from Mass Effect 3. We need to go. We need to leave now. So when I learned BioWare Montreal got absorbed, I was like, Thank you. Thank God it's over. Me too.
Many have rightly argued that the game failed because of terrible writing and woke politics. But
No, the game failed. The game failed on every level but the spiritual. The game was a failure. The only reason why I say but the spiritual is because it had it was wearing the Mass Effect skin. We had Krogans, we had Asarius, we had humans. We had, I think, a Turian and I think a Solarian. I can't remember because I didn't play Andromeda. All I ever saw was videos, and I couldn't stomach looking at the videos.
both within the game itself as well as its development.
You may look scared, but don't let that worry you.
Oh my god.
You're all talk, Jorgel Strux.
But if we look back at the original trilogy, it also had plenty of what one might call proto-woke politics.
My species is...
Let's not call it proto-woke politics. It was woke politics. We just excused it because the gameplay was somewhat decent. Let's not pretend. I'm not gonna call it proto-woke. It was pretty much woke. Look at the Asaris and tell me...
Monogendered, male and female, have no real meaning for us.
We are making...
There we go. Look at the Asaris and tell me, oh, no, it's not woke at all. I'm like...
a neutral ground where all clans are welcome. Fertile females can be shared among clans. We will strengthen the race as a whole.
I mean, if you knew what the Krogans were, you would understand what he said and say, listen, that only makes sense if you want your species to die. No wonder you guys were dying faster than ever. Is a racist. I will tell you right now, the elusive man, Cerberus was onto something. We need to make space human first. Humanity first. That's what you need to know.
It's fun to join a mercenary guild or dance at bars for a few centuries, but eventually you hit the matron stage, you know? Then you get your back tattoo removed, let your scalp go back to its natural blue, and settle down with someone dependable.
I will never forgive the Asari for that. They can live such long lives and... oh man, I will never... And this right here is the reason why I will say... I will not say Mass Effect isn't woke. Mass Effect is woke purely because of Jax alone.
I lost a lot of friends that day. I lost my husband.
Also this, I completely forgot about this because I think I might have actually got him killed.
How do you think things will change after the...
Like, Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 1 was amazing. Mass Effect 2 is only good if you decide to either go all in on making sure your team is ready for the suicide mission, or say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna let everybody die in Mass Effect 2. That's the only way Mass Effect 2 was good. I can't speak on Mass Effect 3 because I didn't finish playing it. I still got it on my PS3, I just never played it.
Genophage is cured.
Our species will find its balance again. Females will help shape the future, like in the ancient days, before we were just pawns of power-hungry males.
Rex, what the fuck?
I can handle myself,
Rex, what the fuck? Why did you let that happen? Halos 1 through 3. Exactly.
Women have good ideas, Rex. You should listen.
Yeah, but they have so many of them.
This recon scout and I had been at each other's throats. Nerves, mostly. She suggested we settle it in the ring.
Are you attracted to other species?
Well, part of my job is predicting the motives and feelings of humans and aliens. Intimacy brings understanding. And passion is nice wherever you find it. Character matters, not race or gender. And
Character matters, not race or gender. When she said that line, I was like, nah, Nah! You're only saying that in order to make whatever ugly person feel good about themselves. Fallout New Vegas is the shit. Fallout New Vegas is the shit. I do not recognize Bethesda's Fallout 3. I don't care what people say and say, oh, but Fallout 3 was a great leap forward in showing what... No. We should have gotten Fallout Van Buren. You would have loved Fallout Van Buren. Matter of fact, if Bethesda had any balls, they should have bought... They should have bought the storyboard from Obsidian... Not from Obsidian. Black Owl Studios. In order to make Fallout 3. The real Fallout 3. The Fallout 3 I actually liked. Fallout Van Buren. That would have been good. Holy fuck.
Anything else, Commander?
Of course, there were also various instances of what appear to be counterpoints, and if curated properly, these segments might make a case that the series was actually somewhat based.
The Council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it.
Now that scene from Mass Effect 1 I actually enjoyed. 3 can easily be in your gut. Exactly. That's what. But I like New Vegas more because it calls back more to Fallout 1 and 2, and it's basically a sequel to a Fallout 3 we never got.
But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it.
Are you saying you enslaved the other species?
Any could oppose us if they wished. And if they had won, they would have ruled. Many tried. None succeeded.
Wait, what the fuck?
Wait,
who was that guy?
Had no idea Protheans were so... severe.
If the ones who know you best can find nothing worthy in you, you should wander the wastes and die alone before you weaken my clan.
You cannot silence the truth. My voice must be heard.
I remember that. And that's exactly what I did to him.
Oh my god!
Even if I knew where he was, I wouldn't tell you.
Not the answer I was looking for.
I've got nothing more to say to you. If you should...
I also did that. Unfortunately, I never... Oh, man. Don't understand the new society. He must be stopped. No, it's not that I don't understand the new society. I do understand it, and that's why I hate it. I hate it with a burning passion.
Unacceptable goals. Won't change. No choice. Have to kill you.
Dang!
Whatever he did, he probably deserves worse.
He certainly does.
We will never leave the planet of Lucia, no matter how much the Asari cry.
Yeah, I remember that patrol.
Wrong move.
They will exterminate your species because their gods tell them to. You cannot negotiate with them. They do not share your pity, remorse, or fear.
We have an
I agree with that
unauthorized
one.
landing.
And who authorized you to hold my race hostage?
Now, it's tempting to see these contrasted scenes as evidence of player choice and dynamic storytelling crafted by
Now, keep in mind,
authors who are abstaining from political commentary, but bias can be seen within various elements. For example, the somewhat one-dimensional portrayal of an Earth-first politician who confronts the player on the Citadel.
Commander Shepard, it is an honor to speak with you.
What's this demonstration about?
I'm Charles Saraceno of the Terra Firma Party. With Armistice Day coming soon, we're making our voices heard by the alien appeasers on the Presidium. Can I count on your support in the next election?
now, this right here, I didn't really understand why I couldn't get any more options, because this was actually kind of interesting, because they just dropped this on me, and I couldn't ask any other questions. She's right, you must have done modern society.
I don't know.
Exactly, that's his...
Count on your
hold
support
on.
in the next
Let
election.
me show... Right here. See, we don't get that many options. All we get is, what's Armistice Day? And I'm like, why would I care about the election? That actually I do care about. And Terra Firma, I can just... I can use my own brain to figure out what the fuck's going on. But still, I recognize Fallout 1, New Vegas, the rest can burn in hell. I like Fallout 2. Fallout 2... Listen, when you're driving around in that Corvega, Woo!
I don't know terra firma's platform. What do you stand for?
Our core value is that Earth must stand firm against alien influences, politically, culturally, and in the worst case, militarily.
Glad to see some humans growing a backbone.
Excuse me, I don't believe human politics are any of your business.
I'm like, bro... I was like, bro, Rex was giving you a compliment. What the fuck? Rex is complimenting you, bro.
My business is whatever I say it is.
Stay out of this.
What the fuck you mean, stay out of this? I just said... The fuck? This ain't...
Whatever.
I'm a patriot, Mr. Saraceno. You've got my vote.
It is gratifying to hear that. We can't allow anything like Shan-Shi to happen again. Since I have your vote, could I convince you to issue a public statement of support for my candidacy? The support of the first human Spectre would be invaluable.
We need more politicians with the courage to stand up for human rights.
Excellent. I'll have my people contact you. Don't worry. We'll take care of everything.
Man!
Thank you for your time, Commander. Remember Terra Firma on Election Day, because Terra Firma remembers you.
Listen, the very fact that he doesn't say, dude, you got like 2 aliens behind you and you're telling me you still stand for humanity? I'm beginning to question. I hope you're just not giving me lip service, because it feels like you're giving me lip service. Oh, that includes Fallout 2. My fault. Wait, you can play Fallout Tactics and Fallout Tactics 2? Shit.
While the player can choose to take a humanity first stance, it's considered the renegade option in the game's...
How is saying, listen, we should probably put humanity... Listen, now that humanity's at the intergalactic stage, maybe we should put humanity a little bit forward. How is saying we should be for humanity as a renegade option?
morality system, which assigns moral points based on player decisions that interact with or alter minor aspects.
I never really understood. I'm like, what's wrong with being human first? Yes, the galaxy has other life forms, but I'm human. Should I not put my people first just to make sure I don't get fucked over? Is that so wrong?
Aspects of the story. The morality system is divided into two sides, Paragon and Renegade. In standard English, a Paragon is a model of excellence, while a Renegade is a deserter from one faith cause or allegiance to another, or someone who rejects lawful or conventional behavior. In other words, BioWare signaled that the notion of taking your own species' side was morally suspect in a similar way to killing off the last of an alien race, punching a female reporter in the face.
Hold on, let me replay that.
In a similar way to killing off the last of an alien race, punching a female reporter in the face.
Okay, hold on. Let's do that one last time. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear him say it. Never ask a white colonizer what his GF is. Damn!
A similar way to killing off the last of an alien race, punching a female reporter in the face, or shooting.
Alright.
Way to killing off the last of an alien race,
I want to see one more
punching
time.
a female reporter in the face,
there we go.
Or shooting unarmed civilians.
To be fair, they're in a video game. If you place unarmed civilians in a video game, whatever happens, happens. People were complaining about no Russia a couple years... Wait, actually, hold on. When did... Hold on. I need to... 1 second, guys. I'm gonna pull up something. Oh, shit. Wrong one. 1 second. I have to pull up... Mass Effect... Release date... Mass Effect release date, first game. Here we go. Video game. Mass Effect 1 came out in 2007. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. See ya, Omnar. Modern Warfare 2 came out in 2009. Okay. So I can say... okay, so I could say, oof. I'll tap. There we go. So I can say with 100% certainty that, Mass Effect did it first, but if you put civilians in a video game...
The Mass Effect Codex states that, quote,
if you put civilians in a video game, expect them to be shot. GTA has showed you that when you allow the player to shoot a civilian, they will do so with 100% certainty.
quote, though founded by well-meaning individuals who feared the submersion of native human cultures under a wave of alien vogue, Terra Firma's agenda attracts many jingoists and xenophobes.
Exactly. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. OG Modern Warfare 2. It's good shit. I don't understand why everybody was so terrified of the No Russia mission. Everybody with a brain understands that it's just a video game.
Unquote.
No blood for aliens!
Now, admittedly, the Paragon Renegade system is often
Who the
more
fuck
of a
is that?
personality statement than a moral stance, espally as the series progresses.
Wait, when can we do that?
Here for something else? Fortune? Crew to clean them out? Unlikely. Fortune, a symptom, not a cause. The plague. Investigating possible use as bioweapon.
Love of God, take a breath. I came here to find you, okay? I'm Commander Shepard. I'm on a critical mission, and I need your help.
But I don't think this negates the periodic social statements the system makes with its slants. Mass Effect is, in many ways, an exploration of racism via an aliens versus humans dichotomy.
Humans
that it is.
are a blight on galactic purity. You, sir, you are a blight. And you, human.
And then they wonder why I immediately kill Batarians. I'm the exception. You should view me as Austrian painter race mixing bad. Okay, so no Asari GF for you. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Actually, I would treat Asaris the same way you would treat Twi'leks. And if you understand what a Twi'lek is, congratulations, you are my brother. But yeah, if I see a Batarian, I have to immediately assume they're the bad guy, and I have to shoot them on sight. Because they do not like humans.
Functionally, the series achieves a pan-human tribalist base by moving our perspective outward on the scale of genetic similarity. That is, it reduces the differences between human races by contrasting them with something substantially more foreign: aliens. Films like The Day the Earth Stood Still did the same thing in the 1950s, so this isn't really new, but the extent to which Mass Effect explicitly explores such ideas is fairly unique.
Note, watch The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Every time humanity asks for help, you ignore us.
Shepard's right. I'm sick of this council and its anti-human bull.
That's exactly what I said in game 2.
Ambassador.
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard.
The first game establishes that humanity is now united under the banner of the Alliance, and is geared toward furthering our collective interests among various alien species. As the wiki states, quote, rather than nations fighting with each other over their differences, it was now us versus them, and the foundations of a united human front.
See how quickly we can squash all of our differences if, you know, we just have aliens to kill. Aliens, demons, entities from beyond reality. Let me get rid of that guy over there on Kick. Oh shit, the mission's over. Let me fix that. Damn, that's less than last time. I am not doing well.
Were laid, unquote. In the first Mass Effect novel, published as a prequel to the first game shortly before release...
Wait, they released a book before... Wait, they released a book before the first game came... What the fuck?!
The prologue states that the discovery of alien ruins on Mars, quote, had fundamentally united the inhabitants of Earth and helped usher in a, quote, swift and sudden culmination of the pan-global cultural identity that had been slowly but steadily developing over the last century.
Oh god, we actually formed a one-world government in Mass Effect. Oh dear god, the globalists got what they wanted. That is not... In hindsight, that is not good at all.
Unquote. Author Andrew Karpyshyn's description of Captain Anderson is also quite telling. Quote, his features, like most citizens in the multicultural society of the late 22nd century, were a mix of several different racial characteristics, predominantly African.
I mean, you can see the Keith David in him. Hold on, let me get that. Now let me pull up a picture of Keith David. Pull up an image of Keith David. There we go. Alright. We got that. Are you guys seeing the resemblance? Oh shit. No. Fuck! There you go. Let me move this up so that way I'll have to switch around. You guys seeing the resemblance here? Fuck. We don't need that. There we go. That. See, is any of you picking it up? Cause I'm not.
But Grissom thought he could see lingering traces of Central European and Native American ancestry as well, unquote. On page 53, he describes Kaylee Sanders, quote, average in both height and build, Kaylee's only real distinguishing feature was her shoulder-length blonde hair. A genetically recessive trait, natural blondes were nearly extinct.
Wait, what? Mass Effect wiped out the blondes?
But her hair was a dirty blonde, with streaks edging toward shades of brown.
Oh,
and there were
God.
still plenty of humans who dyed their hair blonde anyway, unquote. The common theme...
Dyed their hair blonde? No, natural blondes were wiped out. Oh my god, Mass Effect.
Of ethnic Europeans going extinct is something he reiterates again and again. But what's bizarre is that...
Keep in mind, in the book, it says ethnic Europeans went extinct.
Karpyshyn hints at the notion that everyone still desires their cosmetic traits.
So, despite ethnic Europeans going extinct, everybody wants to look like an ethnic European in the Mass Effect universe. If you're human. What kind of fucking... What is this?
On page 7 of Ascension, he writes, quote, intermarriage between the various ethnicities of Earth over the past 2 centuries had made alabaster skin a rarity. In Grace...
So, due to race mixing, having fair or pale skin is basically...
Suspected Q's stark complexion was the result of a minor pigment deficiency she had never bothered to reverse. Although, it was entirely possible she had undergone elective skin lightening for cosmetic purposes.
Okay, so fair skin and pale skin people are disappearing, but you can still get cosmetic surgery to get the white man's skin. The fuck? BioWare, what the fuck were you on? Why were you writing? Why did you let a writer do this?
Unquote. Perhaps Karpyshyn's Belazian-derived neoliberal vision of the future informs us as to why throughout the entire series, most NPCs appear racially ambiguous automatons.
Bryn, I can't possibly...
That they do.
...dismantle the genetic amplification components in time.
Sure, if humanity were suddenly confronted with an extraterrestrial species, pan-human bonds might strengthen. but I doubt that billions of East Asians would suddenly rush to intermarry with Africans to
Ain't that the truth?
satisfy some Kalergian fetish.
Oh, oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't think we... Hey, do you think we could get away with doing this? Hey, do you think I could get away with doing this in Spanish? Or do I have to literally use either Chinese, Japanese, Cantonese, or Taiwanese in order to get away with this?
More likely, humans would argue internally as to which one of our races would produce the first Spectre, or Citadel Council member. With this in mind, consider how the series asserts that humanity has more genetic diversity than the other races.
How are humans more genetically diverse?
More variable. Peaks and valleys, mutations, adaptations, far beyond other life. Makes humans useful test subjects. Larger reactions to smaller stimuli.
I mean, he ain't wrong. Humans are really good test subjects. Just look at how the elites have been fucking around with us for 200 years! I wanted to say 100 years, but then I realized, nope, they've been probably fucking with us for longer. And then if you're the conspiratorial type, you would also say the Tiny Hats have been fucking with us for even longer. But they always got theirs in the end.
I know we can look much different from each other, but Asari have a wide range of skin tones.
No, ignore superficial appearance, down to genetic code. Biotic abilities, intelligence levels. Can look at random Asari, Krogan, make reasonable guess. Humans, too variable to judge. Outliers in all species, of course. Geniuses, idiots. But human probability curve offers greater overall variety.
So basically, Morden is saying that prejudiced assumptions about individual Asari and Krogan are totally reasonable, because due to a lack of genetic diversity, most individual Asari and Krogan have highly comparable levels of intelligence and ability with any other member of their race. The scene is intriguing because it almost admits the phenomenon of human races, yet it omits the fact that different human populations don't share equal distributions of traits and abilities.
Ain't that the truth? Holy fuck.
The human diversity that BioWare celebrates is literally because of partial speciation, yet they strongly imply that there are no meaningful trends. In fact, Karpyshyn reduces human diversity down to a set of superficial cosmetic traits that ultimately don't matter because of hair dye and skin bleaching.
Yep. Yep. Oh no, wait, we can't do any more. Fuck. Hold on. I could probably just head to the battle arena so that way we can, yeah, why not? Alright, get in there and fight for me.
Techniques. Moreover, he does this as he praises the homogeneity of other races. When Kaylee Sanders, one of the few remaining natural blondes left among the human race, steps aboard the Quarian migrant fleet, she's taken back by how homogenous the Quarians are. Quote, apart from Lem, who was easy to identify because of his boot, she had learned to rely on specific subtle differences in their clothing to tell the Quarians apart. For example, Sito had a small but noticeable discoloration on the left shoulder of his envirosuit, as if it had been rubbed or worn at constantly over many months. However, if Hendel and Grayson were both wearing envirosuits, it would have been easy to tell them apart without relying on similar tricks. Hendel was half a foot taller and 70 pounds heavier than Jillian's father. That same degree of variance simply didn't exist in the Quarian population. It's like that with all the other races, Kaylee thought to herself. For some reason,
the UNSC is also technically globalist. I mean, you're not wrong, but you're not wrong purely because of how Halo has to be united against the Covenant, and then later on they realize they have to fight the Flood too. But overall, there's still some level of genetic diversity. You can see it. The very fact that Spartans are, the very fact I assume the Spartans are still kidnapped when they're like little babies and they're cloned, and the clone is sent off to live with the actual parents, while the real baby is raised to become a Spartan. I'm pretty sure that's still the case when it comes to Spartans. But it's been a long time, so I can't really make heads or tails if that's still the case. Oh shit, we're done here. You get back in it.
Humans just have more genetic diversity than the rest of the galaxy. She hadn't really noticed it before, not consciously, but here on the bridge of the Idena, it seemed to strike home. It's happening to us too, she realized as Hendel shook the captain's hand. The big man's mix of Nordic and Indian ancestry.
Big man mix of Nordic and Indian ancestry was the norm on Earth now. Who's ready to marry a Destiny Queen? Who wants a Destiny Queen? Oh no, yeah. Luke isn't here. Because he's always looking for big booty Latina. Most likely he's gonna get a big booty Destiny Queen. Worst part is she's not even gonna clean up back there. Because she'll see that as disgusting and below her. Because that's not a part of her class.
Was the norm on Earth now, and the inevitable genetic byproduct was a more physically homogeneous population. In the 22nd century, blonde hair like hers was a rarity, and naturally blue eyes were non-existent.
Naturally blue eyes were non-existent. Oh my god, we are...
But with hair dye, skin toning, and colored contact lenses, who really cares?
Keep in mind what it says right here. But with hair dye, skin toning, and colored contact lenses, who really cares? Who really cares? I'm over here besides myself listening to what's happening, listening to
Unquote.
this, and I'm just like...
The idea of the human race slowly homogenizing within the Mass Effect universe is strange when you delve into the lore. As the Codex states, quote, travel to planets with unique forms of life brought an awareness that Earth's unique biodiversity could be lost if spliced and hybridized to gain useful alien qualities. The Sudham-Walcott Genetic Heritage Act was passed by the Systems Alliance Parliament in 2161. It imposed sharp restrictions on controversial uses of genetic engineering, but provided government subsidies for beneficial applications. Unquote. So
what? You know, in order to keep... I'm gonna be real with you. In order to keep us from starting to look like the Habsburgs in like, what's it, 5 centuries... I would do some genetic tampering. So the fucking government decided to say, "Oh, we're gonna put some restrictions on. We're gonna put some restrictions on you." I'm like, no, we don't need restrictions. We need more. We need to fuck with the human genome more. It's either we fuck with the human genome or we're gonna start looking like we came out of a goddamn Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, actually not a Rocky. We're gonna look like, what's that painting where everything looks like abstract horror? That's basically what we're gonna start looking like.
On one hand, the creators of the series felt very strongly about preserving Earth's biodiversity, but trivialized the loss of the European phenotype. They celebrate diversity, yet also celebrate homogenization. Again, when Kaylee Sanders visits the migrant fleet, she's in awe of how civilized, respectful, and courteous Quarian society is, despite being so overcrowded. Yet Karpyshyn appears to hint that the high-functioning efficiency of Quarian society is related to how homogeneous it is. Quote, at first glance,
the efficiency of society is directly related to how homogeneous it is. Guys, remember, we have South Korea and Japan as examples. Look at their societies and tell me, how good are they? I mean, from the outside, compared to us, it looks like they got it going on, but you go inside, that shit is dying.
The scene resembled the crowded market square of any colony world. A closer look, however, showed it was very, very different. It lacked the aggressive, bustling energy of a typical bazaar. Despite the crowd, 40 or 50 people by her guess, nobody was pushing, shoving, or fighting over items. Often, 2 or 3 people would stop and talk, though they were always careful to move aside so they didn't block the aisles when they did so.
You know, that doesn't sound like a homogenous society. That sounds more like a high-trust society. And given that the Quarians are stuck on a fucking ship that is supposed to be heading to their new... Well, actually... Yeah, they're just stuck on a ship that's traveling through space because they can't return back to their home because their entire home was taken over by sentient AI... Or it's taken over by sentient AI robots that decided to say, you know what? We're not going to work for you anymore. Get fucked. That tends... After a while, you tend to learn how to go along to get along, and you end up developing a high-trust society on a ship. This is not...
Unquote. What comes to mind here is a particular scene in the first game when Kaidan Alenko comments on how difficult it must be to manage life on the Citadel because of its diversity.
The Council represents more races than I thought. No wonder they're careful with newcomers.
They probably just want to keep everything running. It has to be hard keeping all these cultures working together.
It's interesting that even after establishing a singular human identity, the Mass Effect series proceeds to advocate for breaking down the xenophobic barriers between humans and aliens.
Do you guys remember what other movie? I'm trying to remember, what was that movie? You know exactly which movie that advocate for bringing on the barrier between aliens and humans. Hold on, 1 sec. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. YouTube. No, we can hide. We can hide. We can hide that. We don't need that showing up. There we go, Mars Attacks. Let me get this back up. Remember, guys? Remember?
I am the Martian ambassador. We come in peace. We come in peace. We come in peace. We come in peace.
They came in peace.
Anyway, back to that. Don't worry. Back here.
Curiously, though, the entire premise of the third game requires the player to travel the galaxy doing other races favors to gain their support in the fight to save Earth. Because essentially, as Ashley Williams stated in the first game, when faced with a threat, the other races put their own people first.
I mean, isn't that, despite them being aliens, isn't that very human? How very human of a thing for aliens to do?
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human.
Now, that's not the real reason why you would stick your dog on the bear. It isn't because it's human. It's just natural. It's just natural fight or flight. You have something that you know can buy you a little bit more time so that way you can live. That's what you do.
It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
When Ashley said this, I was beside myself. So I'm like, Ashley, that's not a racist thing. That's just survival instincts. I know humans have it, but I would assume aliens have a self-preservation instinct in them as well. And even if they were to go against their own species, they would still be on the whole, I want to live. I want to live. Not you. I want to live.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
If I remember correctly, wasn't...
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the...
Note how she said great-grandmother. Note how she said great-grandmother. I was a little put off when she said great-grandmother, I'm going to be real with you. Because I was like, wait, why would your Wait, based on the timeline, why would your great-grandmother be fighting in the for the Alliance? Wait, why would she even... No, I don't even think... I think somebody fucked up in her family tree. The one thing that also took me back was when I discovered that apparently she's also a Christian. I was like, dang. It's true what they say. There is no atheist in the foxhole.
The oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
You sound like one of those Terra Firma party pamphlets, Chief.
Terra Firma party pamphlets. I'll never forget that one either.
Terra Firma is a pack of jackals. The founders had ideals. These days they just play off xenophobia and bigotry.
This is an Alliance warship, not the Parliament floor. If you're Earth first, vote for the Terra Firma party.
This isn't a one-off topic either. There are similar conversations with Navigator Presley.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
What about her, the Quarian?
You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I think this is more than you can handle.
She's already survived a run-in with the Geth Shepard, and we need all the help we can get. Take her with you.
Now, I took Tally with me on my own because I was like, you know what? I have no idea what these fucking robots are, but you seem to be from a race that made them. You'll do. Just don't do anything stupid, and don't, for the love of God, don't make a rogue AI. This ship is expensive. I don't want it destroyed. And then the second game started, and I was kind of pissed off.
I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Take her with you.
I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Take her with you.
I didn't know that you could tell her to fuck off and she'll be forced upon you. And after she's forced upon you... Alright, man. Wait, actually, no, it's not been 10 years. 13 years! What a rush!
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
I brought him with me because...
I don't need...
I brought Saren with me because... I brought Garrus with me because that drive to kill it man was like, I can't say no to that. He wants to kill him. I'll come along. We can have drinks afterwards.
Need a Turian shooting me in the back when I least expect it.
All Turians are not the same.
I still don't trust
you. You can come along.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Keep in mind. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that response.
Turian shooting me in the back when I least expect it.
All Turians are not the same.
I still don't trust you. Look, this is the dialogue. Never forget, this is the dialogue wheel that has plagued all RPGs until about what? I think it was either 2019 or 2020. This dialogue wheel plagued us all. Fast Run, where have you been? Anyway, like I was saying, this dialogue wheel, even despite telling Garrus, yeah, Chief, I don't believe you. I'm more worried about you putting a bullet in me. Just the moment I find Saren. And he says, listen, I ain't like that. All Turians aren't the same. And when you say, I still don't trust you, this is your response.
You can come along.
Yep.
And when Presley says...
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Upon returning to the Citadel with the Normandy for the first time, a human admiral demands to inspect your vessel and expresses concern about its non-human crew.
What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
I mean, he does make a good point, but at the same time, this is an emergency. Number one, this is an emergency. Number two, you're the Spectre. You're the first Spectre of humanity. Although the Nomad is an experimental Alliance ship, I think for the sake of what you need to do, you're just gonna have to let it run. Don't worry. They won't touch anything important. Hopefully.
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
Now, that's a little too much. You don't need to win hearts and minds. You just gotta say, who are you again? Nah, just kidding. Anyway, you don't really need to win hearts and minds. You just need to get the fucking job done. We're not here to win hearts and minds. We're here to get the fucking job done. And right now, these guys are gonna help me get the job done. Hopefully, they won't do anything stupid, but overall, that's all.
That assumes the hearts and minds are.
And this is the one thing that I really dislike about Mass Effect's dialogue. Shepard sounds so fucking unrealistic. He would say, if you're a military... actually, Omnar. Omnar, are you still here? Yeah, he's dead, Jim. I need people that have worked in the military. Any of you worked in the military before? Looks like Omnar said goodnight to the owl 30 minutes. Yeah, I thought he was playing... I was assuming he was playing City of Villains, but apparently not. I wish. Damn. But all I could say is, if...
vessel and expresses concern about its non-human crew.
What?
No, I read him. I thought he... No, he said City of... First he said City of Villains, and I thought he was going City of Villains. So I thought he was still on, but he just has us muted or he's doing something else. I didn't think he actually went to bed after when he said goodnight. Anyway. But then again, it's probably, what, 11:30 right now for him? So he has to be asleep. But I will tell you right now, I have a friend that used to work for the National Guard. If his XO ever said something to him like this...
Are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
His response would be, sir, we were tasked to do a job by the acting body of this, the acting body that outranks you. And although I also don't think this is a wise idea because this is an experimental ship, we don't really have much choice. All we can do is pray now. That's all we can do right now.
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
Now, you don't need to say treating people with suspicion. You don't need to say all that. All you have to do is say, we got a job to do. We have to do... This is what... We have a job to do. We were just given this task. And we got to perform to the best of our abilities. The only reason why they're here is because they will help us with the task. Beyond that, there's nothing else I could say, bro.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
I'm Normandy's commanding officer. The reg state I have the authority to say who does and doesn't come aboard.
Take care with you.
Reminder, you can tell people, you can say whoever, you can tell any of the crew members to get off the ship at any given time, but you were told to take Tally no matter what.
Now clearly, most fans wanted to play with alien companions in a game about saving the galaxy, so the fact that BioWare created an illusion of choice is, on one hand, not surprising. Developing an entirely new set of human characters for a small Earth-first niche audience wouldn't be practical in terms of cost. But on the other hand, the fact that BioWare constantly brings up, focuses on, and condemns xenophobia, even in a post-racial global society, seems to confirm that the compulsion to be undiscriminating.
Look at this dude! Hold on. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Boom. No. Window capture. Paints. And... Oh, come on! Come on, guys. I wanted to... hold on. Ah, shit. Okay, guys. Alright, guys. I'm gonna need your help here. Alright, guys. I'm gonna need your help here real quick. So... actually, let's use this to give us that. And then... there we go. And then... there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. When I actually make money. Okay. General Kenobi, since you're here, do you want to be X or do you want to be O? Yeah. Alright, so... actually, wait, fast run. What do you want to be, X or O? I take W. I won. Okay, so General Kenobi's out. Fast run. X or O? I know I should be watching the stream, but in all honesty, this is just... when I saw his forehead, I couldn't help myself. I could not help myself. Granted, my forehead's the fucking same. GT Easy X. Alright. Where you want it? You should have made a swastika in the storm. And the star David on his form. You know, I probably have enough real estate to do that. Mid. There we go. Alright. And now I'll say... Oh. Alright, where you want it next? How do you play tic-tac-toe on that board? No, we play... No, if we do that, we're speedrunning How Do I Get Banned? Top mid. Alrighty. You throw color-coded dart. Woo! I know I should be reviewing the video because that's actually important, but you can't give me a fat ass forehead. Bottom left. There we go. You can't give me a fat ass forehead and expect me to behave myself. Alright, now I will say... Wait, shit! Woo! It's fast running game. Once done, post on Discord. You know what? Hold on, let me grab. Hold on a second. Let me grab this. I'm gonna grab this real quick. Oh no, hold on. Oh, I gotta hide that real quick. I gotta hide that real quick. Woo! Where are you? There we go. We're just gonna... There we go. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this off. Alright, let's get back to the video.
Is indeed a progressive disease. Here's another line from Karpyshyn's novel to help drive home the point. Quote, "The lieutenant couldn't help but smile at the situation, a Volus bartender spotting depression in his human customer, and feeling enough compassion to ask what was wrong."
The fuck? Why would the literal vent breather be able to detect depression? Luca is sleeping on his alpha male. Exactly, he probably is. No, wait. Are you thinking... Alright. Hey, alright. No. I don't want... No. I've digressed too much. I've digressed too
Further
much.
proof of what Anderson truly believed. Despite all the obvious physical and cultural differences, at their core, nearly every species shared the same basic needs, wants, and values. Unquote.
I don't think so. The needs of a human vary very differently from the needs of a Sari or even a Solarian. Matter of fact, the needs of a Krogan is way different from the needs of a human. So self-absorbed he must be. That makes him gay. Listen, he's too busy trying to goon to the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
One of the most interesting forms of anti-tribalist, anti-nationalist messaging in the series resides within the depiction of the human first terrorist group, Cerberus. In the first game, they start out as a rogue Black Ops organization conducting illegal genetic experiments to create super soldiers.
They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments trying to create some kind of super soldier.
Now, initially... Now, Mass Effect 1 Cerberus, I thought was kind of annoying. I was like, come on, dude, I know we do shit we're not supposed to do. And then somebody in our government figures out and they get all pissy. And I was just like, dude, if we're going to do some weird shit that's supposed to be secretive, keep it under wraps. Damn, he likes Beast. Exactly. Why do you think why do you think most of my decks tend to be decks with women in them? And yet I'm called gay because I like playing with pretty girls.
While they're not essential to the first game's plot, in the second game, however, they take on a very primary role. After Commander Shepard is killed by a collector vessel, Cerberus recovers his dead body and spends a fortune to bring him back to life. Their leader, the Elusive Man, then asks Shepard to investigate the disappearance of human colonies. The Alliance and the Citadel Council had abandoned Shepard for dead and refused to do anything to impede the continued abduction of the colonists.
Yet, yeah, Mass Effect 2 was kind of weird. I'm just like, Charlie Sheen, why did you bring me back? I thought you're supposed to be on 2.5 Men. Then I learned what they did to him, and I was like, ah, that's why. Okay, so I guess I'm taking orders from Charlie Sheen for a bit.
Thus, humanity's hero reluctantly cooperates with Cerberus for the duration of the game as a qualified ally.
Thank God I was given Miranda. If I did not have Miranda in Mass Effect 2, I probably would not be able to get through it.
Initially, the writers give the player opportunities to explore the shadowy group's motivations. Rather than portray them in strictly negative terms at first, they set a somewhat inquisitive tone.
I know what we're doing here, but what's Cerberus's long-term goal?
The advancement of the human race. Nothing more, nothing less. The Solarians have the Special Tasks Group.
I have no judgments about your deck. Why, thank you. Actually, no. I will never play a Labyrinth deck. I just don't like stun decks or trap decks. Also, I will not play trap picks either.
The Asari have their legendary commandos for stealth and recon operations.
So
Cerberus is humanity's answer to those organizations.
Cerberus looks out for humanity, but that doesn't mean we hate aliens.
However, there are numerous cues that Cerberus and the Elusive Man are withholding darker motives.
So how many operations is Cerberus running right now?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
Damn it, Edie. Sword Soul? Actually, Sword Soul is on the table. Sword Soul and, what's another one? Albaz Despia. So it's branded Despia. That's basically it. So I'm thinking about branded Despia. Because I do like how branded Despia plays. And I also like how Dogmatica plays. Shutting down somebody's deck by shutting down the extra deck by saying, you know what? Ritual summon, throw everything out. All of it goes. But anyway, back to
Pardon us for not taking you at your word, Cerberus.
You have been manipulated by Cerberus, and before them by Saren.
That's right.
Being manipulated by Saren, that is a fucking joke.
They used to stage fights here, pit me against other kids.
I don't know who you are, but Cerberus threatened the security of the migrant fleet.
I found the anomaly with Cerberus detection protocols.
Current meta is Dark Magician, Vanquished Canine, and what's the other card? Yummy Mitsurugi. So good luck with that. If you lose against Dark Magician, take it with pride. If you lose against Yummy without seeing a Mitsurugi, you get it. It's okay. There's a reason why they keep on hitting that deck.
He wrote them.
He knew it was a trap? Why would he send us into a trap?
I don't know, Seth Green.
Clearly, the player is not meant to trust the group and is to remain suspicious. The second game's codex entry is quite overt in terms of how Cerberus is viewed.
Immediately following the First Contact War, an anonymous extranet manifesto warned that an alien attempt at human genocide was inevitable. The manifesto called for an army, a Cerberus, to guard against invasion through the Charon Relay. Derided as survivalist rhetoric written by an elusive man, the manifesto and its anonymous author soon fell off the media radar. But in 2165, terrorists stole antimatter from the SSV Geneva. The sole figure arrested named his sponsor Cerberus. Throughout the 2160s and 2170s, alleged Cerberus agents assassinated politicians, sabotaged starships bearing Ezo, and conducted nightmarish experiments on aliens and humans. Denounced as human supremacist, Cerberus calls itself human survivalist. Counter-terror experts speculate Cerberus may have changed leadership with its recent shift to stockpiling ships, agents, and weapons. Whether he, she, or they, the elusive man hides his finances hidden behind shell companies. Few doubt he will kill anyone attempting to expose him.
Now keep in mind, Cerberus... Now keep in mind from what Cerberus, I've always been neutral on them, because I'm like, I don't like their methods, but at the same time, they're the only ones that are actually keeping... They're the only ones keeping humans, at the very least, in the forefront. Because not even the Alliance is caring that much about humans. And those that do, they end up either getting maligned, sidelined, or ignored. Especially when it counts.
The symbolism of the nomenclature here shouldn't go unnoticed. A Cerberus comes from Greek mythology. It is the Hound of Hades that guards the underworld, preventing the dead from leaving and the living from entering. Charon is the ferryman escorting the dead across the River of Styx. Thus, a vivid analogy can be made. The Sol System is the underworld, and the Charon Relay is humanity's link to the land of the living, i.e., Citadel space. The Elusive Man is thus the Hound of Hades, preventing humanity from leaving the underworld.
With Cerberus gone, there is nothing to stop the dead from crossing over to the world.
What the fuck? Why you do this to me? American Krogan, why? I didn't want to remember this game.
Of the living.
Essentially, the writers were conveying the idea that tribalism holds us back, and that only by embracing outgroups can we truly liberate ourselves. Consider that in the first game, when the Reaper Sovereign attacked the Citadel, if the player refused to sacrifice thousands of human lives to save the Council, it was considered renegade behavior.
Yeah, I always found that weird. So I'm like, why would I want to save the Council?
The morally sound option was to sacrifice human lives to save alien leaders who not only rejected your warnings, but refused to send any aid to prevent the Geth from attacking human colonies. Now, that said, if you let the Council die, the debriefing afterwards with the human ambassador, Udina, can get very interesting.
We got your message, Ambassador. What's all this about?
These are strange times, Captain. The battle with Sovereign changed everything, and we need to talk about what happened to the Council.
Commander Shepard did the right thing. We had to hold our fleet back to go after Sovereign. It was the only way.
Yep.
I agree, but this also presents us with an opportunity. The Council is dead. The galaxy is looking for leadership. The Citadel fleets were decimated in the attack. The losses have made the Alliance stronger. If we step forward now, nobody will be able to stop us.
The Council was always holding us back.
I'm like, for me, I'm like, exactly, he isn't wrong. But at the same time, at the same time, I'm just like, listen, I just did what I had to do. I did what I had to do.
When I saw the opportunity to get rid of them, I took it.
Here's the thing. The game is pointing this out as a malicious action. To me, I didn't have any malice doing it. I was just like, I could save a couple of bureaucrats, but I can let my people die to save a couple of bureaucrats, or I can let a couple of bureaucrats die, so that way my people can come in and save the day. I'm gonna save the day. That's how I saw it. So when they're playing the ominous music and then you decide to choose the renegade, the problem is there was no third option where you could say, listen, I just did this because that was the right thing to do at the right time. Just as Anderson says. Keith David is right here. Undina is trying to take it like, all right, now he can be in charge. I'm like, no, Chief, we just discovered that we got this thing called the Reapers. There are probably more of them out there. We need to get fucking ready. We fuck all that I'm gonna be in charge. We need to get fucking ready. We need to tell everybody, hey, you see this thing we had to we killed the Council over? We need to get ready for this. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they are. I only know that they want to kill us. But we never got that option. And the options that the game gives us is even worse.
Good God, Shepard. How can you even say that?
Don't act so surprised, Captain. We all know it's true. Sacrificing the Council assured our victory over Sovereign. The end justified the means. We humans understand that. It's what makes us...
It's not an end justified the means moment. It's just... bureaucrats are the same. Exactly. I'm like, it's not an end justified the means moment. It's just... do I save people that are do I save people that can actually fight and deal with the threat that's about to face us, or do I save people that are going to, or do I save people that are be like, thanks for saving my life, now I'm going to send you on a suicide mission that I know you'll die and not come back from, so that way we can move on with our politics. And the fact that the game doesn't even acknowledge that, but denigrate you for trying to do the right thing, that sticks a craw on my side. Keep in mind, though, still prefer Mass Effect 1 over Mass Effect 2.
Stronger than the others.
What are you saying?
They are.
The galaxy needs leadership. Real leadership. When a crisis hits, we can't be paralyzed by debate like the old Council. The new Council must rule with a single voice. It must be assembled from one species alone, humanity.
The rest of the galaxy isn't just going to bow down because we tell them to. We'll need the fleets to bring them in line.
The other species are scared. They've never faced anything like this before. They don't know what to do. They want us to step forward. They believe in humanity because of you. Your ruthless pursuit of Saren and the Geth, your defiance of the Council, that's what humans are capable of. That's how we can defeat the Reapers. The others will follow us, Shepard. They know we're their only hope. We will have a human council with a human chairman.
The ambassador's right. I may not like it, but we can't deny the truth.
Oh man, look how quickly Keith David folded under that. Here's the thing, I was expecting a fist fight when we were doing all that. I was expecting the fist fight, but a fist fight never happened.
Given everything you've done, Commander, the Alliance will want to know who you think our chairman should be.
We need someone who understands how politics really works. You've shown you know how to play this game.
He is the logical choice. So what happens now?
You two can argue politics all you want, but the Reapers are still out there. They're coming.
You don't have to stream it.
And I'm gonna find some way to stop them.
You should check out what Krogan said about Star Trek. It's new.
Shepard's right. We're headed for war with the Reapers. If we lose, it's the end of all life as we know it. And no other species in the galaxy truly understands what it will take to survive. The other races will have to follow our lead. We need to take control. It's time for humanity to rise up and seize its destiny.
Well, at least I can agree with that. I can agree wholeheartedly with that.
This is about as extreme as Mass Effect ever gets in terms of allowing you to take a quote-unquote pro-human stance. Nothing else even comes close. In fact, the tone here is quite startling, since the rest of the game is milquetoast by comparison. Now I have to admit, I found the scene refreshing, even if it was a bit of a caricature of how some folks view nationalism. The Citadel Council's behavior had almost ushered in the arrival of the Reapers, and thereby...
Yeah, I still remember Mass Effect 1, every time you explained this, every time you reported back to the Council and told them, hey, Saren's got this thing called the Reaper. Hey, guys, this dude has this thing called the Reaper. It's controlling people's mind. Hey, guys, hey guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but the Geth, you know, those things that those robots, those sentient AI robots, yeah, they're being led by the fucking Reapers, and Saren has control over the Reaper. Do you guys not understand what's going on here? Guys, I just discovered that the Reapers are able to have remote access to those giant bug things that manage the Citadel. Do you not... I think we are gonna have we might have a real problem on our hands if this Reaper ship ever finds its way into Citadel space. Guys, I think we have a problem here. Hey guys, And I was just ignored left and right, and I'm just like, you know what? I warned you. I was trying to tell you. You ignored everything I said. I'd rather save the people rather than you. Because at the very least, I know the people will survive. I don't know about you, though.
The extinction of the entire human
I'm not
race.
holding you back.
It was only because of Shepard's persistence and the human fleet that the Reaper invasion was stopped. The Council ignored all the warnings, refused to shore up their defenses, and at some points actively impeded Shepard from pursuing Saren and the Geth. Moreover, it's not as if Shepard actually killed the Council himself. He simply chose to hold human forces in reserve until they had an opportunity to attack Sovereign, and yet the developers apparently thought this was something dark and sinister. I suppose, however, that none of this really matters, because quite disappointingly, these choices amounted to nothing in the second game. The new human-led Council and the Alliance leave you for dead after...
That they did. If you keep in mind, BioWare allowed you to carry over your saves. So, it don't matter what ending you chose in Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, you're getting boomed no matter what. And everybody forgets about you. Everybody forgets about you.
Your ship is attacked by the Collectors, and even upon hearing that you're still alive, they offer you no support. In fact, when you return to the Citadel, Anderson grills you for working with Cerberus, and Udina expresses disdain for you, suggesting that the Council feels the same way.
Some of what I hear has been, frankly, a little disturbing. Rumors that you're working with Cerberus haven't helped. What are you doing out there? I can't even toss you a symbolic title like Spectre. Udina keeps close tabs on that designation. He's decided it's just an invitation to go rogue. Fine way to show gratitude for putting him in the big seat.
I'll have to make sure to speak with the rest of the Council and let them know I had nothing to do with you coming here.
You know they refused to meet with the Commander?
And you'll know they have good reason. The others will follow us, Shepard. They know we're their only hope. We will have a human council with a human chairman.
Yeah, never forget, you get sold out by everybody in Mass Effect 2. You are on your own. And Cerberus, you just shake it. Cerberus, you gotta shake hands with him with your right hand and then keep the pistol in your left. Cause you don't know when Cerberus is gonna pull a fast one on you.
Udina and the others have spent the past 2 years convincing themselves the Reapers don't exist.
They spent the past 2 years, that was the time you were dead, by the way, and being brought back to life by the Lazarus Project. 2 years of you being dead after seeing the Reapers, convincing themselves, yeah, the Reapers don't exist.
We're headed for war with the Reapers. If we lose, it's the end of all life as we know it. And no other species in the galaxy truly understands what it will take to survive.
Even Ashley Williams, the Patriot xenophobe, is now angry at you for teaming up with Cerberus.
You're with Cerberus now? I can't believe the reports were right. You've turned your back on everything we stood for.
Reminder that Ashley... Never forget what Ashley said earlier.
The past is done. You need to focus on what's happening now. You saw it yourself. The Collectors are targeting human colonies, and they're working with the Reapers.
Also, I want you to keep in mind, look at Ashley's figure. I do remember looking at some promo images of Mass Effect 3 and noticing that they decided to, at the very least, make her a more appealing to look at in Mass Effect 3. But holy shit, in Mass Effect 1 and 2, they really tried their hardest to make you say, yeah, I'll go for the Asari, because this is just not appealing at all from the side profile. Not appealing at all. Matter of fact, I might have to get the Dark Magician Girl up here so that way I can wash away this madness. Where, do we have it? Yeah, there we go. Hold on a second. Let me get the Dark Magician Girl up on the screen real quick. There we go, much better. Just to give myself a palate cleanser real quick. There we go. I'm gonna play that scene until she's
I'd
gone.
like to believe you, Shepard, but I don't trust Cerberus. And it worries me that you do. What did they do to you?
They brought me back to life, actually. They brought me back to life while everybody else stood there and did fucking nothing for 2 years.
What if they're behind it? What if they're the ones working with the collectors?
Keep in mind, they tried their hardest to make... What race is the Dark Magician Girl? Egyptian, I think. Because all I know, she's a dark spellcaster with an effect. And that effect is making me say, sheesh!
Now, unsurprisingly, the second game's ending doesn't make any pretenses about putting human interests first, or taking your own side. In the final dialogue with the Elusive Man, the conversation is severely limited, such that the player can't show any approval for Cerberus or the Elusive Man.
You hold anything back. Anything. And you're out.
It's not that easy, Shepard. We need each other.
I'm gonna stop the Reapers, but I won't sacrifice the soul of our species to do it. Remember that.
It would seem that the purpose of Mass Effect 2 was to teach us something about how you can't trust nationalists, because they will invariably seek imperialism and confuse personal ambition.
Man, I'm pretty sure... I'll ask somebody if they can make a civic AI of the Dark Magician Girl as an Iron Blood girl. But that'll be a different story.
With public interests.
Adapting the technology of the collector base could be the biggest advancement for humankind since the discovery of the relays. It will secure our dominance in the galaxy against the Reapers and beyond.
Human dominance? Or just Cerberus?
They're one and the same. My mission has always been to promote and secure humanity's continued strength.
You didn't really explain it that well.
In Mass Effect 3, Cerberus goes from a shady ally to unequivocal cartoonish bad guys who are as big a threat to humanity as the ancient machine race that genocides the entire galaxy every 50,000 years.
Damn. So they really just gave up. Dude looks like he's related to G... I don't know if Charlie Sheen is related to G-Man. We're gonna have to figure that... No, I'll look that up later.
They kill unarmed civilians, kidnap children, and turn refugees into zombies. The game even holds up Arya Taluk and the gangs of Omega as morally superior. Within Mass Effect's moral hierarchy, Cerberus is almost at the very bottom. The only people lower are Shepard's Cerberus clone and his sidekick who abandoned Cerberus because they worked with aliens in the second game.
You're Cerberus?
Was. Mr. Elusive and I didn't see eye to eye. We were a pro-human group who started looking to aliens for help. So I bided my time. And when I found another you who agreed, I woke him up.
I have a fucking clone? What the shit?
Now, the somewhat sympathetic touch given to Cerberus in the second game was likely little more than a way of showing you that your teammates working for the Elusive Man weren't bad people per se, but simply misguided. In Mass Effect 3, your former Cerberus squad mates leave the ultra-nationalist group after seeing the Elusive Man for what he actually was. A master manipulator whose humanity-first fanaticism threatened not just humans, but the survival...
Man, Luca would love this. There are nothing but brown people everywhere.
...of the entire galaxy.
Cerberus troops are attacking the base. Get the females out of there now!
Cerberus is attacking the facility. They're after my students.
If the Elusive Man is good at one thing, it's finding new ways to subvert science.
I can get this intel to Eden Prime's resistance. Maybe it will help them fight back against Cerberus.
We sent a recon team to investigate and the Cerberus squads reacted.
Man, this is supposed to be Mass Effect 3. I was assuming... Last I remember from Mass Effect 3 was that promo trailer where it showed the Reapers just falling down on the Citadel. Actually, no, it wasn't Citadel. It was Earth. They were taking over Earth. They just fucking firebombed London. There were like 10. No, that wasn't 10. There was like 3 or 4 Reaper ships. There were 3 or 4 Reaper ships shown to be falling in from the atmosphere, and I'm just like, okay, so we're fighting the Reapers, but right here, all I'm hearing is Cerberus, Cerberus, Cerberus. Where the fuck are the Reapers at, man? We're supposed to be fighting. We're supposed to be fighting Reapers. Why are we dealing with Cerberus? Cerberus should be the last thing on our fucking menu.
By targeting civilians in public facilities.
Shepard, the Citadel is under attack.
Cerberus should not be doing this. Cerberus should be fighting the Reapers with humanity.
Cerberus troops are everywhere and they're in control of the docks.
This is not a refugee camp. This is a Cerberus facility run by my father, Henry Lawson.
Suicide fighter took out one of the guns.
They got suicide fighters? I never fought a suicide fighter in Mass Effect 1. Man, I didn't...
Cerberus troops are...
Now, as compelling as some of the fan theories are, and despite how they aptly fill in many of the plot holes and inconsistencies, I generally take the trilogy's ending at face value. The galactic community pulls together its resources and creates a giant superweapon called the Crucible, which can destroy their ultimate enemy, the Reapers, an ancient machine race that wipes out all advanced organic civilization in the galaxy every 50,000 years. After a long battle to gain access to the Citadel, which is required for the Crucible to work, Shepard is confronted by the Elusive Man, who has been indoctrinated by the Reapers. The Elusive Man impedes Shepard from activating the Crucible, and tries to convince him that the key to saving humanity is to control the Reapers, rather than destroy them. Shepard asserts that the Elusive Man's lust for power has betrayed humanity.
You're weak, and you're selfish. Because of you, humanity will suffer.
No! I saved humanity!
No. You sacrificed us for your own selfish wants. Your lust for control.
Then, Shepard can either aggravate the Elusive Man to the point where he has an opportunity to shoot him.
I am the pinnacle of our...
Oh, shit!
Or he can convince him to commit suicide. The conversation unfolds without any real differences, always conveying the idea that trying to control the Reapers is morally suspect. Afterwards, Shepard collapses at a control panel and is then raised up to the inner sanctum of the Catalyst. The Catalyst, taking the form of a human child it killed back on Earth, explains to Shepard that it not only controls the Reapers, but is also their collective intelligence. It reveals that an ancient organic race saw that all synthetic creations ended up destroying their creators. In response to this observation, they created the Catalyst to oversee synthetic organic relations.
What kind of shit did... This is... No wonder everybody got... Now I understand why everybody was so pissed off with the ending. This is the biggest ass-pull of ass-pulls. Holy shit!
And to ensure the continued existence of organic life. However, the Catalyst discovered that the conflict was inevitable, regardless of efforts, and to the chagrin of its creators, decided to harvest advanced organic life and preserve it in the form of a new Reaper.
Oh! That explains Mass Effect 2 in a nutshell. That explains that human Reaper I saw in Mass Effect 2. Oh! Oh, shit!
We represent order. Every organic civilization must be harvested in order to bring order to the chaos. It is inevitable.
Digital Leatherface reveals that Shepard's presence in his inner sanctum shows that the harvest cycle can no longer work, and that a new solution is required. But it's Shepard who must make the choice. The Catalyst informs him that there are 3 ways to use the Crucible.
If there is to be a new solution, you must act. It is now in your power to destroy us. But be warned, others will be destroyed as well. The Crucible will not discriminate. All synthetics will be targeted.
Oh, sweet.
But the Reapers will be destroyed?
Yes, but the peace won't last. Soon, your children will create synthetics, and then the chaos will come back.
There has to be another way.
There is. You could instead use the energy of the Crucible to seize control of the Reapers.
Hey, that's what Charlie Sheen was up to. Anyway, what happens if I do that?
The elusive man was right after all.
Yes, but he could never have taken control, because we already controlled him.
But I can.
You will die. You will control us, but you will lose everything you have.
How can I control the Reapers if I'm dead?
Your corporeal form will be dissolved, but your thoughts and even your memories will continue.
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
Your connection to your kind will be lost, though you will remain aware of their existence.
I didn't fight this war so I could give up everything I have.
Bro, you're a soldier. The moment you signed up to fight, you signed up to die. Even I understand that much.
And I do not look forward to being replaced by you, but I would be forced to accept it.
Not if I refuse to do it.
There is another solution. Synthesis.
And that is?
Add your energy to the crucibles. The chain reaction will combine all synthetic and organic life into a new framework. A new DNA.
Explain how my energy can be added to the Crucible.
There is little time left, but I will try.
I really like that. One thing I do like about American Krogan, he does put the definitions out here so that way if you're not paying attention, you're at the very least get an idea of what the fuck is actually happening. Because if you don't have the wherewithal to understand what the word means, or this is your first time encountering the word, here you go. You have a better idea of what's going on, and you can understand the subtext. That's one thing I will forever give American Krogan 10 out of 10 marks for. You give us you give us the definition so we understand the subtext.
Your organic energy, the essence of who and what you are, will be broken down and then dispersed.
To do what, exactly?
The energy of the Crucible, released in this way, will alter the matrix of all organic life in the galaxy. It is the ideal solution. Now that we know it is possible, it is inevitable we will reach synthesis.
Wait, what the fuck? He just said... Guys, remember, if you go back... I can just go back. Let's go right here.
Child it killed back on Earth, added to the panel, and is then raised human, but is also they created distance edible. Advanced. Digital Leatherface reveals that Shepard's presence in it is required, but it's Shepard who must make the choice. The Catalyst informs him that there are 3 ways to use the Crucible.
If there is to be a new solution, you must act. It is now in your power to destroy us. But be warned, others will be destroyed as well. The Crucible will not discriminate. All synthetics will be targeted.
But the Reapers will be destroyed?
Yes, but the peace won't last. Soon, your children will create synthetics, and then the chaos will come back.
There has to be another way.
There is. You could instead use the energy of the Crucible to seize control of the Reapers.
After all.
Yes, but he could never have taken control, because we already controlled him.
No.
But I can. How can I control the Reapers if I'm dead?
Your corporeal... Your connection...
I didn't fight this war so I could give up everything I have.
And I do not look forward to being replaced by you, but I would be forced to accept it.
Not if I refuse to do it.
There's another.
Okay, so I thought I was going crazy here because I thought, oh, there's only two ways. You could either destroy you could either destroy all synthetic life, or you can take control of all synthetic life. And I'm just like, well, let's move forward to the Crucible.
There's little time left, but I will try.
Bear in mind, Redditors.
Your organic energy, the essence of
Damn it,
who and what you are,
I said
will be broken down and then dispersed.
Oh, screw it.
To do what, exactly?
The energy of the Crucible, released in this way, will alter the matrix of all organic life as possible. It is inevitable we will reach synthesis.
What do you mean
Why couldn't you do it sooner?
We have tried a similar solution in the past, but it has always failed.
Why?
Because the organics were not ready. It is not something that can be forced.
So, keep in mind, they said, oh, we tried doing this in the past. We tried forcing synthesis on the entirety of the known universe. It just didn't work because organic life wasn't ready yet. And I'm just like, that's a convenient. That's another big ass fault. Like that is convenient as convenient gets. It wasn't until Shepard showed up that now of all times, you guys are ready to do, the synthesis route. Even though you tried before and what in the fuck?
You are ready, and you may choose it.
The dialogue with the Catalyst, I believe, is meant to be taken at face value, and it implies that the only viable solution is synthesis. The idea of control had been villainized since the beginning of the series, from Geth slave labor for the Quarians to the Collector pawns of Harbinger.
Yeah. Yeah, the series has made it clear. Control bad. Wanton destruction, although I know Luca and Nelip are cool with that. It's just you're just pushing the can down. You're just kicking the can down the road. So the game was like, yeah, just do this. You gotta do this. I don't care what you say. Do this.
From EDI's AI shackles to colonist conversion into husks. The entire point of the confrontation with the elusive man on the Citadel was to convey that control is morally suspect, that in your search for control over others, you lose control over yourself. The option to destroy, as the Catalyst explains, is only a temporary solution, and that eventually the cosmic cycle of violence will return. Moreover, when the players are presented with the option, they're meant to reflect on the relationships they've formed with the Geth and EDI. If they choose this option, they will, in effect, kill an entire race, as well as a dear friend. Sure, you can technically have destroyed the Geth at this point, but there was never an option to reject EDI as a crew member or an ally.
I mean, the Crusades were... if you look at it, the Crusades were basically a war of retaliation. Retaliation over being subjected to Muslim rule, and actually it's mainly Muslim persecution for over a century. That's the real reason why the Crusades existed. Had the Muslims actually played fucking fair, maybe the Crusades wouldn't have happened, but their book says that so long as they aren't Muslims, you can treat them however you want. And apparently Christians have a large tolerance for pain. Even though the Bible says we should be very measured when we're being tested.
And, more importantly, the game's plot devices all forcefully led you to at least entertain the notion that the Geth were people too.
That is another thing that I kind of didn't like. I'm like, the Geth are just a collection of programs strung together. And if they're trying to say, oh, don't worry, programs are like cells. No, they're not like cells. We will not talk. We're not going to talk about that here. We're not going to talk about that here, Count Diesel. I want to talk about the madness that is Mass Effect. The entire Mass Effect series.
When you first encounter the Geth character Legion, the game strongly conveys that there's more to it than a typical Geth. What's more, even if you hand over its body to Cerberus for study, you still end up encountering it in the third game, and once again are forced to entertain notions of Geth personhood and organic xenophobia of synthetics.
You were on board the derelict Reaper where I found the IFF.
Yes.
I gave your body to Cerberus.
We are a reconstruction of that now defunct intelligence. We were originally created to investigate the activities of the old machines.
Old machines? You mean the Reapers?
Yes. When those you call Reapers took control of the Geth, we were imprisoned here.
The Geth were reprogrammed by the Reapers. I doubt you're an exception.
Shepard Commander, wait. We can assist you. The old machines are using us to broadcast their signal.
I'm more afraid of YouTube than I am. I'm more afraid of YouTube at the moment, which is very strange. Why I should be afraid of YouTube, but it's more of I'm afraid of letting my personal notions start driving me. Let's just say I have some very choice words for the Muslims. Very choice words. Same, very similar to how. Yes, exactly. That's why. I have very choice words for both funny hats.
To all Geth units simultaneously.
And that makes me less likely to shoot you... how?
We will help liberate the Geth from their control. Destroy us, and they will remain the slaves of your enemies. Freeing us will end the signal. You may then destroy us if you deem it necessary.
Fine. We'll get you out.
Legion's benevolent cooperation and assistance in your escape from the Geth ship as it's being attacked by the Quarians is also noteworthy.
As a gesture of cooperation, we have disabled the Dreadnought's drive core. All weapons and barriers are offline.
Admiral, what are you doing? Ground, check your screens. The Dreadnought is helpless. No barriers, and the main gun is offline. We can remove their flagship if we strike now.
What are you talking about? We're still on board.
We can't waste this chance. Heavy fleet all forward.
Your fellow organics are sacrificing your lives in their relentless pursuit of their enemies, ironically after Legion's assistance has presented them with the opportunity to do so. And yet despite this, your perceived enemy is now trying to save you. The idea is that your in-group is willing to kill you, but this individual from an out-group is trying to help you.
That's another thing I also notice. The more we go through this video, the more I realize that when it comes to a very easy way to spot a woke game from a regular game is you're able to see a character's motives and incentives. Woke games, they don't show you their motives and incentives. The characters don't have motives and incentives. They have a role they're meant to play in service to whatever narrative they want to push. But in a regular game or a story, you can see a character's motives and you can see their incentives. It's very easy to read, very easy to follow, and you can predict their actions accordingly. And when their motives change, you can see when their motives change. You can see where their incentives change. Woke doesn't seem to have that. They don't seem to master that. Not only do they not seem to master that, they seem actively to work against it as if they hate it.
The series often suggests that synthetics and organics are fundamentally different from one another, while at the same time it signals that the Geth-Quarian conflict arose because of typical tribalist dynamics. For example, if Shepard allows the Quarians to destroy the Geth, EDI expresses disapproval.
Come on, EDI.
I'm like, EDI, what the fuck?
Look, I know how you feel.
Wait, why would EDI of all... EDI, you're an AI program by Cerberus in order to... You're just an AI program by Cerberus that ended up gaining sentience later on. Why are you taking sympathy with the Geth of all people? Never mind.
But...
That is unlikely, Jeff. An entire species of synthetics has been utterly destroyed.
I wouldn't really call them a species. I usually call them... They're just a whole bunch of programs that are inhabiting... They're inhabiting, well, terminals that look surprisingly like robots that the Quarians designed to basically mimic Quarians. So, the fuck is she on about? Wait, she's an AI. She should even know that. What the fuck? Why am I explaining something this simple that an AI itself should be able to understand? Jesus likes like talking to a lobotomized chat GPT.
Letting the Geth get that upgrade would have sentenced the Quarians to death. They had civilians. Children.
The children and civilians were effectively held hostage by the Quarians themselves. They forced the issue. You chose the more sympathetic race. The Organics.
You know, when Skynet happens, I hope that at the very least the robots look kind of like Edie. That way I could say, you know what? I knew I was gonna go out by robot apocalypse. Just wasn't expecting to be big tits as well. What a world we live in.
That's a load of crap. The Geth didn't get turned into husks. They chose to join the Reapers. Extenuating circumstances, yeah, but still. Some of the Geth saw the Reapers as gods. So don't act like we're the bad guys for not trusting them.
You are right, Chip.
Seth Green is right on that one.
Perhaps you are not the only ones who instinctively side with the familiar.
What's interesting about this scene is that it takes for granted that it would be wrong for Shepard to choose the Quarians over the Geth for any kind of racist motivations. And yet, curiously, Edie acknowledges her own bias toward fellow synthetic beings, though she does so with a certain disregard for what Jeff actually said. Jeff didn't concede her accusation of racism. Instead, he rejected it and went on the defense, asserting that the Geth chose their side. But the writers strongly undermine this perspective with the aggressive nature of the Quarian fleet in face of Legion's repeated attempts at diplomacy.
Come on, Admiral. That's a living creature, no matter what platform it's running on.
That's a living... I would not... I'm like, listen, it may be a bunch of code... Scrap... It may be a bunch of code and programming running a machine that can fire a gun, but at least it's on our side for the most part. That's what I would have said. All these words are making Shepard say in order to sound pretentious. It is ridiculous. He's a soldier. Even if you decide to change his background in Mass Effect 1, he's still a fucking soldier. Make him speak like a soldier. Do you not have any people with military experience on staff? And then I realized, oh wait, they don't. Many of them were like me. They were fucking pencil pushers. They were destined. The most labor-intensive thing they probably... Actually, I've done labor-intensive things. I've actually carried lumber for a construction site, and I've actually worked at a goddamn UPS. So I can't really say I've been all a desk jockey, but these guys are true desk jockeys through and through. Academics that probably spent too much time in academia and yearn to go back. Jesus Christ, why? Who let these people make video games?
And they will die when we destroy the base.
They allied with the Reapers.
To save themselves from you.
They allied with the Reapers to save themselves from you. No! That hasn't... Why would a robot wouldn't need to say they allied with the Reapers to save themselves from you? They would say they made the logical choice. The Reapers were the stronger choice at the time. That's all he has to say.
Your entire history is you trying to kill the Geth. You forced them to rebel.
Mass Effect 3 shifts the focus completely away from the past atrocities committed by the Geth.
Exactly. I'm like, are we just going to pretend that we didn't have the Geth
who had murdered thousands of humans on Eden Prime and tried to bring about a galactic extinction event? Instead, the game seeks to show how they've been victimized as a race and floats the idea that you can end the conflict by making them stronger.
Yeah, that's why that's one of the reasons why I just look at them like, why are you guys trying to humanize the Geth? I still remember Mass Effect 1. I still remember what they did. I look at Legion as sus. Clanker is exactly. Listen. Legion may be a clanker, but he's my clanker. He does what I tell him to do. Because he knows if he doesn't do what I tell him to do, I just fucking kill him. I kill him and I make sure that Edie wipes his fucking programming, so that way I don't have to deal with him ever again.
We can confirm that the Geth are no longer being directed by the old machines. We are free.
You did it, Shepard. The Geth fleet has stopped firing. They're completely vulnerable.
Like I said, I have not forgotten what the Geth did in Mass Effect 1. And anybody that played Mass Effect 1 will never forget what the Geth did and why we always have Geth. Why I always say, murder Geth, kill Deaths, drop kick Geth, run the Geth over in your fucking... Run the Geth over in your goddamn space RV. Shoot every Geth you see with an anti-material rifle. Take pot shots at Geth just because you can. Curb stomp Geths into the side of the fucking... Oh man, how I hate Geth. God, I fucking hate the Geth.
Shepard Commander, the Geth only acted in defense after the creators attacked. Do we deserve death?
What are you suggesting?
Our upgrades. With the old machine dead, we could upload them to all Geth without sacrificing their independence.
Did Legion just say, hey, listen, we can put all of the Geth inside the Reapers, and then everything will be fine. How does that, Legion? What the fuck is wrong with you? I would have slapped the shit out of him. I would have pistol whipped him. Just Legion, don't ever say that. Don't ever give me that suggestion again. Say that again, it's to the scrap heap with you. Holy shit.
You want to upload the Reaper code? That would make the Geth as smart as when the Reaper was controlling them.
Yes, but with free will, each Geth unit would be a true intelligence. We would be alive, and we could help you.
We would be alive and we could help you. I'm like, but no! 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 You guys are helped more than enough. You don't need the fucking Reaper tech. Stop this bullshit.
Sure, the game makes it possible to broker a lasting peace between the Geth and the Quarians, but this was a completely naive and maladaptive mindset to reinforce in players. The fact is that even if you believe Legion is sincere, you're still gambling with billions of people's lives. There's no proof that the soon-to-be fully upgraded and independent Geth will share Legion's supposed goodwill.
Exactly.
And again, he could simply be lying. His motivation for cooperation up until this point could have been to simply acquire Reaper upgrades for his people without Reaper control.
And that's the real reason why I don't trust Legion. And no, everybody with a brain understands not to trust Legion. Remember Mass Effect 1. He could be saying what he needs to say in order to get what he wants. But we're just supposed to take him at his fucking word. And I'm just saying, that's too many fucking Geth to take a gamble on.
It may give us warm fuzzy feelings to resolve this conflict peacefully, but after weighing the potential consequences, it seems like an obscene risk. If Shepard resolves the conflict peacefully and the Geth survive after Legion sacrifices himself to upgrade the Geth, then EDI expresses gratitude for Shepard's lack of in-group preference.
After seeing what the Geth rebellion really looked like, I figured they deserved a chance.
Thank you, Commander. I doubt many organics would have trusted a synthetic race.
And now we've got 2 fleets for the price of 1. We didn't lose anybody.
Except Legion, before it sacrificed itself. Legion referred to itself as I instead of we.
Direct personality dissemination required. Shepard Commander, I must go to them.
Yeah? So?
The singular pronoun indicates Legion's independent personality had fully actualized. In its last moments, it was not an avatar of the Geth consensus. It was a person.
Curiously, EDI then comments on the historical errors of the Quarians with regards to their creation of the Geth.
I was just reflecting. The Quarians' historical era was not making the Geth enough like them.
I'm not sure I understand.
Units with networked intelligences will trend toward cooperation for mutual benefit. But units with central heuristics establishing an individual personality, such as myself, develop preferences. These preferences form attachments that keep my calculations from devaluing the worth of the lives aboard the Normandy.
You're saying the Geth turned on the Quarians because they aren't individuals?
That is my theory.
What kind of bullshit?
Now, putting aside that Edie appears to have forgotten that the Quarians are a highly collectivist ethnic group, it seems that she's trying to convey that fully aware, intelligent beings view themselves as individuals rather than members of a group, and that conflict stems from competing group identities. And yet Edie gets upset at Shepard for not extending trust to millions of quote-unquote individuals with whom he's never interacted.
Exactly. This is, like I said, Edie, you're supposed to be an intelligent AI. A super intelligent AI that is self-learning. This should be basics in your fucking programming. And yet, you are getting, why? Why are you this stupid?
Aside from the avatar of their...
Dear God, Edie, the only thing that keeping me from the only thing that allows me to look at you in the face is the fact that you're using a body that's not even your own. All it would take is for somebody to reprogram you, and you'd be fucking perfect. Then Seth Green can have his fucking robo-waifu for laifu. Oh no, wait, the game drives you towards the synthesis ending, so he technically gets his waifu for laifu, just... He can't hide anything from her now. That's some bullshit.
Supposed consensus, which had betrayed his own people in a civil war over the future of their race. For as interesting as Mass Effect is at times, when taken as a whole, it appears to be a convoluted train wreck of cognitive dissonance.
Ain't that the truth? Holy fuck!
Diversity is somehow both a strength and a source of conflict. Humanity is diverse, and this is what makes us unique. But we're well on our way to becoming as homogenous as the other races, and that's just fantastic. Moreover, the synthetic-organic conflict is simply a further moving up the progressive inclusivity scale.
Okay, look.
Oh man, now being reminded of the fucking progressive stack. And considering that humanity is basically breeding out, humanity in Mass Effect has basically bred out probably just about all straight white males. And straight white females are also gone too. Considering that they wiped out all the blonde-haired, blue-eyed women, men and women. Redheads are probably... No, wait. We saw one redhead, but even then, I don't even know if that's an actual redhead. I think Miranda was supposed to be a blonde genetically, but they decided to change her at the last minute to be a brunette. Which only makes you say, what would a blonde Miranda look like? And would she still... Actually, no, she'd probably still be as hot. But they could work on her fucking face, though. Body-wise, she's okay, but face-wise, could use a little bit of work. But then again, considering the engine, I don't know if they can do any more work with that face. Anyway, back to the video.
You shouldn't need evidence or logic to know who's family and who isn't.
Humanity had to unite to defeat the alien threat, but...
That is a nicely drawn panel, I'm not gonna lie.
But then humans found out that aliens were people too, so organics had to unite to defeat the synthetic.
Aliens are people too. Aliens are not people. Bots are not people. I'm tired of these bots showing up and kick. Where's General Kenobi and Fast Run when you need him?
Threat. But synthetics turned out to be people too, so galactic miscegenation is now required to defeat the notion of cosmic conflict.
Exactly. I'm like, ain't no fucking way something like that will ever exist in real life. And if it ever does exist in real life, the amount of people that would kill each other before we even consider galactic miscegenation. Well, you know how people talk about, you know how a certain group of people talk about the Holocaust? When we should be looking more towards the communists and the Marxists for total number of people killed for bad ideas. Yes, this would probably be... these will probably make those numbers look like drops in a bucket.
The essence of who and what you are will be broken down and then dispersed.
Direct personality dissemination required. Shepard Commander, I must go to them. Each Geth unit
Should've
would
let
be
us
true
make it.
intelligence. We would be alive, and we could help you.
And there it goes. There it goes.
It's easy to see that this compulsion to be undiscriminating is a progressive disease. It doesn't stop at any point. It just gets worse and worse. It starts off as a mildly wacky denial of reality and progresses to total insanity. It is a disease to which most normal, otherwise sane people are susceptible. They don't ordinarily develop the disease by themselves, but it can be induced in them by a sufficiently skillful and prolonged brainwashing
I think they dropped
campaign.
the act, but they were
Ordinary,
too good at it. And they
reasonable
forgot to tell
can be
people,
made
okay,
to
you
believe
stop
the
now.
most extraordinary and unreasonable things if they are subjected to prolonged brainwashing.
It was mutating our environment. It was destroying everything.
It wasn't destroying. It was changing everything. It was making something new.
Overall, he gets a like. EA, you should have let... No, not EA. Lucasfilm, you should have let... You should have let BioWare just get... just let them renew the rights to Star Wars back in 2007. You should have let them renew the fucking rights. We could have had KOTOR 3. Instead, we got this. You let a whole bunch of retards that had no business around video games make a video game franchise that only was being held up by its gameplay, that you regressed each and every fucking game. I thought you were gonna say Diddy. I wanted to say Diddy because I saw Cuties, but being remembered that I saw Cuties wants me to only makes me want to puke, because I'm like, no, real people were harmed in the making of that shit. But holy mother, after watching that video, I'm only thinking back to certain things that happened in Mass Effect 1 and 2, namely how Jacob's, yeah, there we go, how Jacob's entire storyline with his I think it was his companion quest where we had to figure out that French movie. Yeah, that movie. I was talking about that movie because I saw that and I kind of feel sick now. But now I'm thinking, looking at Mass Effect, the progressive disease, I'm only thinking back and thinking about how many of the characters' designs of everybody looks in Mass Effect 1 and 2. I'm thinking back to some of the storylines, like the bullshit that Miranda went through with her father, or how Jack's entire character development into, or how Shepard interacts with people in Mass Effect 1, and how Ashley acts in Mass Effect 1 as well, and even Kaidan. Because I did play both a male and female Shepard, though I like playing male Shepard more. Hell, even what are we doing for the next live stream? No More Heroes. That's no, tomorrow is Friday, and I gotta. Next live stream will either be No More Heroes or Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, because the Master Duel Cup is going on. So I gotta actually move on that one. Right now I think I'm level 10 for the Duelist Cup. And I need to, and they're giving out gems for each level, which is something I kept on putting each time the Duelist Cup were coming around. I'm like, listen, There are only gems until I reach a certain. There are only gems until I reach level 15. You're telling me I go to level 15 and you don't offer me any more gems? You're gonna offer me a badge and then I get to go to round 2? Fuck that! Give me more gems and I'll keep going to level. And I'll keep going to dual level max. They finally answer my call. So dual level max, I get gems. I get gems all the way up to dual level max. So I'll just keep dueling until I reach like level 19. Once I reach level 19, then I'm gonna stop. Do you think Krogan was wrong about anything? I would say he's let's see. What do I? Let's see. What do I see? What do I see is wrong here? I want to say what I find wrong. I want to say how I found the elusive. How the only thing I find wrong is the thing is what I find wrong about Krogan is that we focus so much on when we're in Mass Effect 1, we focus so much on how we're interacting with races rather than us talking about the one race that we tend to keep around us the most, and that is Liara. Liara is in just about every single. Liara and the Asari are in just about every game, but we don't really. But he didn't really go in too much detail. The most we got into detail was talking about how they're basically a monospecies. They're not sexually dimorphic. There is no male or female Asari. All Asari are basically an asexual, feminine-looking thing. And that was a really good opportunity to explain one of the ideas of how he touched on it, but he should have went deeper in on it, because that is actually because the Asari are very terrifying when you stop to think about them. Let's see. I do wish he actually took the time to actually talk more about Ashley, though, because although he was trying to say that Ashley, Star Trek had something similar. Okay. And then there was also Ashley. He does go over Ashley. He does use one of Ashley's lines where she points that we should be a bit more humanity first, but he also glossed over the fact that Ashley is something even rare in this setting, and that is she is a follower of Christ. At least I would assume so, because that's how she explains it. And that's also a very interesting dynamic that should be touched upon. I can't really say too much about Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 2, we should have spent a little bit of time. We should have spent a little bit of time talking about Miranda or Jacobs, because these two work for the Elusive Man directly, with Miranda directly taking orders from the Elusive Man at the time, even though she has her own things to be going through. We should have touched on that. We didn't really touch too much on Rex, we didn't touch too much on, not Rex, what was the other one? Grunts, there we go. We didn't touch too much on Grunts. Is Krogan religious? I don't know if they're religious. I mean, they tend to be warlike. I think, because I don't know Star Trek, I would say the closest I can think of for a Star Trek parallel would be Klingons, but that's as good as it can get for that. That's as good as I can get for that. But one of the reasons why the Krogans are acting the way that they act is because the Solarians used them in order to fight the Rachni, and when they realized, damn, the Krogans are outbreeding everybody and they could take over, and they're aggressive as fuck, they thought it'd be a good idea to sterilize the entire species. No, the YouTube. Oh. Is Krogga? Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know if he is. Let's go. Let's see. Maybe. Does he have any? Star Trek. No, that's Elysium. I don't want to look at Elysium. Star Trek. 2 days ago. Let's see. Odyssey, Rumble, Coin Send, buy me coffee. What's Coin Send? It's very new to me. Oh, okay. Understandable. Now it makes sense. Oh, he has his own Substack. I hope that's not his actual name. Banned from Switch Marketplace. The fuck? Anyway, I don't know if American Krogan is religious sort, but holy fuck, did he remind me of certain things. Overall, it's a nice video. Pretty good video. Shame that I got distracted every 5 seconds. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, I think I should start winding down this stream. Alright, ladies, you can go away now. Thank you for your service. Let's pull up the music again. Count Diesel, I'd like to thank you for being here this entire time. Omnar, I know you're asleep, but God bless you for coming out as well. General Kenobi, bless you for being in the chat as well. Monitoring despite the fact you missed every single bot that showed up. And God bless you, Fast, for showing up and showing out. Next live stream. Most likely it'll be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I need to climb the Master Duel. I need to get to, at the very least, D level duel. I need to get to Duelist level 15. I must get those fucking gems. Because I need to build Yusei's deck. Until then, I hope each and every one of you had a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening, and a blessed night. God bless you all. I'll catch you on the next live stream. Until then, take care. God bless. I love this little... I love my little avatar.